A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jimmy. This is another trading psychology session brought to you by the incredible Birb Nest. How are you doing today, people? And thank you for your patience. Thank you for waiting. I have two kids. I always have this agreement with my wife that I'm doing my son on the Tuesdays. My wife, she's doing our little toddler. She's 2 years old. And my son today, he didn't want to sleep, so I was arguing with him. Well, thank you guys. Today I want to prepare you for the next leg up. Today I want to prepare you to how to seize opportunities. Today I want to prepare you for this bull market actually, and today I want to prepare you for some ugly biases we have. And I want to talk about fear, about dumps, about recency bias. I want to talk about trading psychology because we all know, we all understand by now, and you should know now that trading is about mindset. Trading is about psychology. Actually, everything is about mindset. It's often the 80-20% rule. 80% mindset, 20% it's the technicals, 20% it's the hard skills. So understand this, and I'm pretty sure most of you are really smart and bright. You do understand this. Let me know, by the way, guys, where you're from and how the weather is. It's already evening in the Netherlands. It's dark. It's cold. Well, it's not really cold, but it's rainy. Let me know. And before we're going to move on, let me play the intro. Our beautiful intro. It's so energizing. Not sure what about you, but this energized me. Not sure about you guys, but that beat, that sound, it really energizes me a lot, a lot, a lot. So before we're going to continue, I see that we have people from Miami, we have people from all over the places, we have people from places where it's freezing, winter mode, Germany, dark cloud, rainy. It sounds like the Netherlands, right? Maastricht. Sorry, guys. I'm laughing. I know where Maastricht is. It's a nice city, by the way. I like Maastricht a lot. So we have people from the Netherlands. I love you, people from the Netherlands. I love you, people from the States. I love you, people from everywhere. People are people. So before we're going to continue, some nice sweet words about our sponsors. This time it's crypto.com. Crypto.com is the only single exchange that allows you to trade 200 pairs up to 10 times leverage. It gives you access to 40 plus quarterly futures and perpetual contracts. You can earn daily rewards on your balance with no log-up period. Purchase newly listed tokens at up to 50% off. Find all the information right at the description of the video and earn a extra 50 bucks, $50 worth of CRO using the link below. So guys, have you ever heard about recency bias? If yes, please do let me know what you think about recency bias or what recency bias is from your point of view or how you have experienced it. The Netherlands. Hey Chantal. Hi, hi. Hello, guys. So, before I'm going to give you like the real definition of psychology, or I mean recency bias, let's go quickly to my quick standard ground rules. One, guys, is it your safe space? If I were you, I would talk. If I were you, I would share your experiences. If I were you, I would ask questions because proactivity is what matters, guys. Listening to me, I always say this. I think my live streams are beneficial. I think my live streams are useful. I think you can learn a lot, but you need to put the work in it. You need to play full out. I want you to write at least one thing, one little thing you would like to work on at the end of this live stream. So don't waste your time, because knowing and doing is not really the same. What I want you to do is to know and to do, to act based on the knowledge you have, and being proactive in this live stream with me. um, because that's actually the only way to break through. It's by absorbing information, new information, thinking about it, digesting it, and then taking action, right? That's how you break the relationship with your old story, with your old you. It's by doing things. So you know by now that I'm an NLP coach. So NLP stands for Neuro Linguistic Programming. Currently, I'm pursuing my master title. I love NLP because it helps me to help myself, by the way, with getting rid of bad behavior and bad or not so empowering thinking patterns, to change it for something better. So let me talk quickly about your mindset and about your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. I like to talk about them because when it comes to you, at the age of, let's say, 30 years old, more or less, it's not per se 30, but most of your actions, they will come 90% subconsciously from so you're actually already a set or a series of automated programs. And then you could ask yourself, then, do you really have your own free will? I think this is a really interesting question. Don't want to be too philosophical about this, but I think a lot of people, they gave up their own will to a program you created in your own life. So most of our beliefs, most of our habits, addictions, our intuition, long-term memory, is all coming subconsciously from your mind. And your conscious mind is there for the critical thinking, the logical thinking. It's there to resonate, to think in relationships, to think in patterns, and so on and so on. The thing is, most of what you think and feel comes from your automated programs. Your subconscious mind has a few, how do you call that? A few um, core, a few tasks, if you will. So, one, it's a storage of information. Second, it's communication with your body through your nervous system. It's there to protect you, and with protecting you, it's not only like the physical you, it's also your self-image. It's protecting, it's trying to protect you from negative emotions. It's trying to protect you from self-image, how do you call that, damage. It's trying to protect your ego. So it's trying to protect, the you inside and outside. That's what your ego is actually doing. I mean, your subconscious mind is doing. Your subconscious mind is also there to protect your energy, and that's why we often go for the path of what? Least resistance. And our subconscious mind is actually not really that intelligent. It's intelligent in its own way, but it's not there to think logically. It's not there to think critically. It's a set of automated programs. That's your subconscious mind. Um, if you have any questions, guys, please do let me know. So now we know the distinguish between our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. I think this is important to understand, because most of the things we do, they come subconsciously, and especially a belief is nothing else than a thought which you have repeated many times, over and over again. So if you have a thought, you repeat it again and again and again. You have this internal dialogue with yourself regarding this belief. If it is, it doesn't matter if it is a good belief or a bad belief. With belief, I don't mean really religious beliefs, but a belief about yourself you have, about your self-image. Then it will become a belief, and a belief is really hard to get rid of because it's deeply ingrained in your mind. So what your subconscious mind actually is doing, and let me again go to this NLP communication model, is your subconscious mind And this is important to understand because this is actually the foundation of the rest of my quick live stream. Your subconscious mind is actually eavesdropping your internal talk. Who understands this? We all have this internal talk with ourselves. It's what we call thinking. It's normal. A few years ago, if you would tell someone, well, I have this internal talk, they would say, oh, maybe there's something wrong with you, go to a psychologist. Um, maybe you have some mental issues. You don't have any mental issues. Internal talk is completely normal. People can talk with themselves in in visuals, or if you're more auditory, in sounds or in feelings. Is completely normal. So if you have this belief, let's say you cannot take profit, I'm stupid, I always miss out, market makers are against me, I don't know how to trade, taking risk, taking profit is difficult, I cannot take risk, I'm a bad trader, I am a gambler. So there is one commonality, right, in everything what I said, the examples I gave. Those are all of them are self-limiting beliefs. So if you have this thought about yourself, you repeat them enough times, what happens then, if you tell yourself I'm stupid, your subconscious mind is actually eavesdropping your internal talk. When it happens, then your subconscious mind will actually do everything in its power to manifest this, because it's now a part of its own self-image. And what's one of the primary tasks of of your subconscious mind? It's to protect your self-image. So if your self-image is I'm a gambler, I cannot take profit, I suck in trading, and you have this internal talk, you repeat it a few times, then basically you're giving your subconscious mind a command to execute this. I hope this makes sense. Well, sorry, Jess, for reading your mind. But yeah, this is what people normally do. It's all about beliefs, and from NLP we believe, or we know, that we tap into this world through our five senses. If you believe that we have five senses, some people they believe they have more senses. I respect that. So based on our filters, we delete, distort, and generalize information. So if you have this belief that you are not good at taking profit, or you're not a good trader, what happens then? If you get some compliment from someone that you're good in taking profit, you will generalize, delete, or distort this information in such a way that you will still believe that you're not a good trader, if this makes sense. Yeah, so I see a lot of familiarities. People, you can recognize this in yourself. I think that's a good thing. Let me plug my charger in my laptop. It's almost finished. Okay. So before I'm going to continue about recency bias, there's something I would like to share with you guys. As you know, we have at this moment our prolonged Black Friday deal. Yesterday, people they could sign up for a subscription up to 30%. You always get a 10% discount extra if you sign up or if you pay with crypto. So today we lowered the discount to 25%. Wednesday it's 20%. Thursday it's 15%. Friday you can get 10%, and then there's no discount at all. So we would love to onboard many of you guys to join the Birb Nest family, to ride this bull market and to survive this bull market. As you know, a lot of people they're losing money in a bull market because there are a lot of drawdowns, right? There are a lot of strong corrections in trading, and we know this. We know this from experience that people will lose money in a bull market. We have seen a lot of corrections actually this year alone, and I'm somehow glad that we had these corrections. We had in the beginning of January a strong correction, in February, in March, in May, of course. September wasn't a really easy month to trade. October we had also a correction. You know, these corrections they vary from 20% up to 50%. A lot of people they have been capitulated, and we're still in a bull market. So can you imagine people, they can still lose money in a bull market? I always say making money is easy. Keeping the money, that's difficult. That's difficult. So let's move on to recency bias. So I'm gonna give you, a theoretical explanation, and then let's then dive deep into the charts and to find some examples where you have um, experienced recency bias against your own self. So it's actually the tendency of traders to look at only the most recent events while disregarding or forgetting or neglecting, avoiding older but equally important information. This is recency bias. So you might ask yourself, okay, how does this interfere with my trading? Well, a lot, and I will explain this by giving you a few examples. If you have recency bias, then confirmation bias can kick in immediately. And confirmation bias is the tendency that we search for information that fits actually our bias, our values, or our beliefs. And as I said in this communication model, this is exactly this. You tap into this world through your five senses. You perceive some information, you absorb it, and then you don't see the world as how it is. You see the world or the chart as how you think it is. And that's a big difference, a really big difference. Let me see if I have. No, I don't have it here anymore. So I always tell people, if you are starting to chart in the morning or in the evening or afternoon, it doesn't matter. Always analyze yourself first and ask yourself where am I when it comes to my feelings, and then check your portfolio, your trading performance, and ask yourself where am I, and then check the Bitcoin chart. What happens often is people, they are forcing or reflecting um, their own perception of the market based on their own P&L, and that's wrong. So if you're checking your P&L and then getting a bias towards the market, that's wrong. You should watch the chart, zoom out. That's a big difference. I hope this makes sense. So confirmation bias is that we only find information that is in line with how we think, and the danger is you're not suggestible anymore for suggestions or advice or new information. You will your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, they will do everything you know to distort, delete it, or generalize the information in such a way that it fits your bias, and that's wrong. That's really wrong. That's why you know when people are thinking too much in convictions, when people are thinking too much in certainty, this will kick in. And when this kicks in and recency bias, then you're stuck in this loop, and it's difficult to get out of this loop until you can finish my sentence. Maybe for some people who have did a NLP study, unless you can change the map of the reality by changing your state. So this is actually my key takeaway number one, actually secret number one. Your body and mind work together. If you're in a state of certainty, you'll see that back in your body. You will think and act as if you know the outcome of things. This is not a good state to be in, to be honest. This is actually a terrible state. What you need to have is you need to be in a state where you think always in probabilities, in possibilities, and then in probabilities, and having arguments why things have a higher probability than the other scenario, if this makes sense. And I'm sure it does make sense. So, how can these biases affect you? Well, a lot of things. You can exit trades too early. You can hold against your own initial will, so you will become a part of a, how do you call that? Becoming part involuntary of a of a coin army. and you will originally justify the market and the stock movement or the crypto movement or which market so ever, and you will develop eventually a herd mentality. So the thing is with herd mentalities, we often feel safe when we are part of a big tribe, of a big group. So let's imagine there's a coin, let's say, I don't know, let's say a coin XYZ. And a lot of people are so bullish on XYZ. And then you think, wow, so many people are bullish on XYZ. Subconsciously, you think, well, it's really impossible that all of these people, they are wrong. And probably they are right. So when we know from psychology is this herd mentality, this herd bias, it's actually also a survival mechanism, because a few hundred years ago, if you were not a part of a tribe, you wouldn't survive. You always needed a tribe, and this is still in our DNA. So this is a chart from a while ago. This is the daily chart. So what you see here is, um, of course, you see a drop, a big drop. This was the major crash we had this year. I think this is. I think we won't see a crash like this we had experienced in May. Then it slowly but surely it went up. It went up. The green line you see here, or the blue line, is actually the yearly open. So we tested the yearly open. For a lot of people, they think, okay, this is a bear market. For me, this is not a bear market. This looks still very healthy. But what happens then if you look at the same chart but you zoom in? I mean, this is where people will panic. If you open it like this 15-minute chart and a 1-minute chart during the bull market, well, you should know now, by now, there are a lot of corrections even during a bull market. You're not going to make it, because here you see like price actions going down, 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 and then basically what happens here then is recency bias can kick in here, or even before this time period, let's say in the middle of this chart. Then you think, okay, things go down, I will sell. So what happens then actually is you're actually selling around support and way above yearly open. But people, they get capitulated just by thinking too much in the worst case scenarios, and they basically neglect and forget the previous events that happened. And that's actually this uptrend from the yearly open to the 52K. Shall I give you a better example just by sharing the charts? I think that's a good idea. Wait, I then need to stop with sharing this. How does this work? Because yes, you can see the Bitcoin chart, right, guys? Tell me if you can't. So what I love to use is, by the way, the 3-day chart is it's actually my favorite high time frame, the 3-day chart, and then the weekly. I actually like more the 3-day because it's between the daily and the weekly. So we have seen this major correction here. Already talked about it. So what happens here then is when recency bias kicks in here, what people think, what they remember is this downwards movement from here to here. And during this movement, people, they will give up. They just will give up, and they will, many of them, they sold support, like really high time frame support, yearly open. Okay, recency bias kicks in here, and then we go up again, right? We go up. So what happens here is people, they will forget actually that they just came from this price action, actually from this price level. So they think that this movement will continue to go up, and they basically sell. Well, at that time it wasn't resistance, but they sell resistance. You go to the daily, People did just sell here. Then we made a correction movement here. What happens here then? Recency bias kicks in again. And then here again. So when recency bias kicks in, it doesn't only kicks in neutrally. It's not that neutral. It comes with a lot of greed and euphoria. So there's a lot of euphoria here. And because of this euphoria, this recency bias gets stronger and stronger. And then what happens then? People just buy the top and then it goes down. They get fearful. Recency bias kicks in again. And then it goes up and it goes down. That's how the human mind works. We always think in, we always give significance to the most recent data and the most recent feeling we have. I'm just going to give you another example. Who is in a relationship? I am in a relationship. I'm happily married with my wife. And in a happy marriage, sometimes you have a discussion. Sometimes you have a fight. I don't mean a physical fight. I mean a fight in words, or there's some disagreements. And I'm sure most of you also experience that when you have a fight with your partner for a day or two, most of the time I solve it pretty quickly, sometimes not. But the lesson here is when recency bias kicks in our relationship, then we get the feeling that this relationship was shitty for a long time. And then we basically forget and neglecting, avoiding or not recognizing the good times we had. This is recency bias. Does this make sense? I would like to see some questions here, by the way. Let me check, scroll up to the questions. Thank you so much, Jess, for the nice words. Yeah, my favorite indicator is also the RSI by far. I'm also using the Birb Pro. So now we know that this makes sense. I truly believe in the top-bottom mechanism, meaning if you understand where some certain mechanisms are coming from, then it's easier for you to cope with that, to overcome the obstacles. And to think in probabilities. So what you could do and what you should do is thinking in probabilities, and when things are going down, try to mark high time frame support and have your bid somewhere there, especially when you see some confirmation, like someone talked already about RSI. I really love RSI, so my private mentoring students know that my system is not that complex. So when I see bullish divergence and prices at support, I don't think too much. I just long. I just open a position with, of course, a stop loss. This is what I do, and it often works, and that's why I'm profitable. That's why I make money. I don't win all trades, but I don't need to win all trades. Yeah, so yeah, with the marriage, I think it's indeed a good one, but it's also with kids. I have my son, and I love my son. He's 6 years old, or young, I should say. He's sleeping now, but we just had a discussion. He didn't want to sleep. And I told him, okay, listen, little boy, I need to prepare some slides because I promised some people to do a live stream. He doesn't care, of course, because he's just 6 years old. So that moment, also like automatically, recency bias kicked in, and I had really to breathe a few times, really deeply, and to come back to my baseline. So your goal for the next time is to know how you are going to how you are going to, how you can go back to your own baseline, so you can think rationally without being too emotionally. By now, most of you know that I'm not that type of guy who's saying control your emotions, and your emotions is the enemy. It's actually not. It's actually the opposite. My advice, actually, from a NLP point of view, is emotions are not good or bad. Yes, there are negative and positive emotions. Emotions themselves, they're neutral. Um, you have receptors in your body to receive these emotions. And the big problem nowadays is we're trying to suppress emotions. And when you're trying to suppress emotions, what you're actually doing is you're doing something which is not really, you're doing something that actually goes against human nature. You're a human. So what we need to do is not making decisions on high arousal, when you're in a high arousal state or when you're too emotionally. The thing is to allow the emotions to be there and then making decisions. And then that's the only way to filter out emotions. It's by allowing them, because if you're trying to suppress them, they will come back. Last time I gave a example of someone who has a big basketball in a swimming pool, and he's trying to push the basketball in the pool, in the water. So what happens if you push the basketball in the water, it comes back and then stronger. That's the same with your emotions, especially if you're trying to suppress them. Don't suppress them, allow them, think about them, reflect a little bit about them, and then making decisions. I hope this makes sense. Are you actually setting a stop loss in a trading app or just in your head and act up on it if needed? I think this is a good question. With leverage, I always just use stop loss. Okay, period. With investing, I have like a long-term view. I know where I am going to buy. I also know where I will dollar cost average down. But most of the time, yeah, stop loss, stop loss, stop loss. Depressing emotions leads to emotional eruption when you less expect. 100%. Because suppressing emotions is actually damaging yourself. It's bad. Um, do you see Bitcoin visiting the 52, 54K region in the short term before final reversal? Doesn't look to be reacting well with the current wedge. So, let's check Bitcoin then, right? Um, yeah, look, yeah, of course it's possible. Look, let me go to the 4 hour chart. What chart is this? Wait, why am I on a Bitstamp chart? Well, I know that. Um, it's because it was there, right? Most of my drawings on a Binance chart. Yeah, USDT. Yeah, so this is actually my thesis. Bullish divergence. This is actually support, right? If you draw it like this. With support, you always want to go to the most recent support levels and then draw the line. Yes, this is also support level. Or you can see this as the one big zone, this one and this one. So what we see, right? This gray box, let's say it's support, right? Support, deviation, fake out, however you want to call it, made a new all-time high. And then it moved down, 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 down. It found support, bounced back up. And this gray box is now acting as what? As resistance, because it used to be what? A support level. Yeah, it's possible that we go back to the 54K or even the 52K or even below, around 51K for max pain. It's possible. So scale of probabilities, how probable this is, I don't know. I would say 50-50. For now, I'm playing level by level, and that's for me identifying some key levels. So you see here, here, and here, there are a lot of data, enough in data points, right? So price had some interaction here, here. This is, let's say, a bearish retest. It went down. And then this wick also tells you something. It gets rejected from this gray box. So The more touches, the weaker resistance become will get. But it's too early to say that this resistance is getting weaker. So for now, for me, it's waiting. I think this is a interesting level, 56K. I don't want to see us below 56K because that opens the door to the 54K. I hope this helped a little bit, Tyler. Um, yeah, I think this is a really good observation. I think we are kind of champions when it comes to suppressing emotions. When I was a little child and I was crying, one of the first thing my father said, like, don't cry, you're a big boy, right? Also, my mother did give me a lot of space to cry when I was a little child. I think this is actually the wrong approach. At that time, people didn't know better, right? But nowadays, with neuroscience, there's way more um, um, academic psychology studies done in the recent years, especially now with positive psychology. We know better right now, and I think it's really okay to just allow these emotions, and from there you can regulate them, because by suppressing them they will come back harder and harder and harder and harder and stronger. um Guys, do you have any questions for me? If not, just again a reminder, we have this countdown, right? We have discount you can grab. um I'm gonna make a promise. If you're in the Burp Nest, not sure how many members we have now in this chat or in this live stream, I mean, the return on education is high, really high. People, they learn and they excel, and they they really become better traders and investors, and some of them even better people, because the discipline they cultivate, the good trading habits they cultivate during that process, is also something you can utilize in your personal life, in different aspects of your life, in relationships, with studies, with health, wealth, everything. So as you guys know, this is actually our Discord, and we have a few channels, right? We have these official calls. Maybe I'm gonna give you. This is one of the calls we gave AVAX. We do, like, we are not actually a call group, right? We are actually an educational platform. That's why you will find every single day a what? A live stream, a private live stream for our Burpnest members. We have also this schedule. Every week there's a schedule. We're pretty consistent with the time. So today it was my turn. Wednesday, Aperture is going to talk again. Thursday, CD5, she's our clinical psychologist, is going to talk about training psychology. And I want you to see these testimonials. And I tell people, don't believe me, believe what others are saying about us. And this is, just public. You can say whatever you want. We also have some negative comments, by the way. We don't only have good comments. Most of them, the majority, are really positive comments. Most of them, they're really happy with the content we offer, and I really want to give you this gift, this discount. Utilize it, make good use of it, and excel in your trading performance, I would say. Ladies and gentlemen, are there any questions for me? Is there maybe some chart request? I know I talked a lot. um, Someone, some request, some question before I'm going to say bye bye to all of you. Okay, Litecoin. Let's check Litecoin. Um, Gaber, I'm gonna give you a pro tip. Next time when you give me submitting or requesting a chart request, mention time frame or the bit or the pair. Okay. Um, let's check quickly Litecoin. Most of you know how I think about Litecoin. What I find pretty remarkable is this. huge falling wedge. So it's just normally it's like a falling wedge. It's you have this low here, right? So a really deep low like this often acts as support, and it also acted as support here. So that looks really interesting. And then we have this bullish divergence on the weekly. Um, there are a lot of candles, but I think this is still a bullish divergence. And I don't underestimate bullish divergence on the weekly. You see that the RSI is also curling up here, so momentum is okay. And I chart the Bitcoin pair because it just gives you slightly different information than the USDT pair. So what you see here is like a high, maybe a lower high, right? Lower high equals most equal high. So yeah, you could see this as a kind of double top. But this tells me that it has a lot of potential. But yeah, it's still in a downtrend, right? It's in a downtrend. But reversals often give you the highest, well, my system, the highest risk reward ratio. Uh, if it keeps up, then I don't think that 400% is out of the question, to be honest. And then we have, so yeah, Litecoin looks good. So I'm in Litecoin for a long time now. Um, if it goes down, I buy. As easy as that. And today I also charted Litecoin with my private mentoring student hour ago, 2 hours. It was 6 o'clock UTC. So this is a Adam and Eve pattern. There's actually double bottom actually, right? Adam and Eve. Not sure why they call this Adam and Eve. If someone knows, please let me know. So bottomed out here, rejected here. This was also previous high, or and then a previous high. This high often acts as what? As resistance, right? We had a while ago this. I also shared this a while ago. This cup and handle formation. I think, guys, for you, it's maybe it looks a little bit ugly, but it's a valid cup and handle. Retest here, it broke out, right? So for me, this it's losing momentum, but for me, Litecoin is maybe a little bit biased. For me, Litecoin, like if you go to the weekly, what I do is I think it's a high. This is a low. This could be a higher low. If this is the case, that's really bullish. Then I'm seeing Litecoin going to the 420. And what I normally do is it's really easy. Oh, I thought it was the. This is actually my target for Litecoin. It's around 900, let's say $950, which reconciles with 1618 Fibonacci extension level. This is my level. But watch out, guys. If you have a high target for something, don't wait with taking profit until it reached your final TP, right? Like if it goes up, take profit on the way up. What I see is like people, they think, hey, this is a really high target. If I hold all and sell it till then, and I invest, let's say 10K, then I do 3.6x, right? That's a bad way of thinking. What you want to do is this. If it goes up, right, like this, then here you want to take profit. If it does something like this, then here you also want to take profit at resistance, and then you use like you sell here everything and maybe leave a boom back if you want. But what people often think is, I gonna wait until it reaches, until it goes to the final TP I have in mind. That's wrong, especially if it is, a move. If it is 300% away from your entry, always take profit on the way up. For the same, uh, to those who hold all Bitcoin, just don't wait on. If you have this trader's mindset, right? Don't wait until Bitcoin reaches 100K. Just take profit on the way up. Um, the Power of Habit? No, not sure. I haven't read the book Power of Habit, to be honest. Honestly, guys, this was a really, really, really long day for me. From 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock in the evening. Uh, Last one, and then I'm just gonna end this broadcast. Luna, USDT. Um, I think you should be careful with Luna. Um, oh, look, it's in price discovery. I know it's a good protocol, a good what do you call that? The one. I know, but I'm looking to the charts right now. Um, where are my lines actually? Hmm. Oh wait, was it a 3 day? Oh, I think I deleted it. Okay. Anyways, what I'm seeing is this. Price is going up, price is going down. So we have this some form of divergence here. And that's actually not what you want to see. Wait. Where was it? So So what you, this is divergence on bearish divergence on the 3 day and also actually on the weekly. So what you should know is that bearish divergence can turn into hidden bullish divergence, and that's actually what we're seeing. So this is what? This is a clear. Where is it? My brush up, right? So what's happening here with the RSI, it's actually going down. So momentum is actually weakening. It's not keeping up with the price. So what I want to see is the RSI. It's like there are bearish divergence on the weekly. It takes a lot of days, right, to before it can manifest. So eventually, you want to see something like this, or maybe not that high, but maybe like something like this. Because if it does something like this, well, most likely, if it curls down, most likely it will go down. For now, I would say Luna is in an uptrend. Enjoy. Now it's in an uptrend. But maybe it's also good. Not sure what your entry is. It's good to take some profit with Luna. I'm now talking not as a investor. Not sure about your conviction, but for me as a trader, damn it, I'm using a Windows laptop of my wife. So trading view works slightly different. With Luna right now, ask yourself who is in profit. Everyone is in profit. Expect people who bought this, right? They're not in profit. Everyone is in profit. Personally, I wouldn't be too comfortable to buy Luna here, especially with bearish divergence that's forming. I would be cautious if this makes sense. But yeah, really good. If it's in price discovery, right? That's a good thing. But everyone is in profits. It can go up, of course. It can go up. But if you're in a position already, it's good to take some profit. Well, if your entry is on $2, then congrats. I hope you are going to treat yourself well. Yeah, so also the Bitcoin RSI, you have this bi-weekly, which concerns me a little bit, to be honest. Wait, no, BTC, USDT. Um, he's not the strongest, but still, on the 2 week, it's pretty significant. So what we see here is divergence. Let me check what the Burbicator Pro is saying. Yeah, so even the Burbicator Pro is showing here divergence of 90%, meaning 9 out of the 10 indicate. So we have this tool, Burbicator Pro, and it uses for divergence. It finds divergences based on 10 different tools. So 9 out of the 10 indicators is showing a bearish divergence. Before this plays out, you're already a few weeks further. So, but still, it's relevant. This is something you don't want to take too lightly, in my opinion. I take bearish divergence on the weekly and the 2 weekly pretty serious. No, I'm not a leader. I wish I was the leader. Burp is the real leader, Crypto Burp, my friend. I really think Burp is a really wonderful person. He's currently preparing himself for CMT3, which is one of the most difficult exams you can do when it comes to TA. It's also the final exam. Then you're the chart market technician. I spent some quiet time with Burp back in when we were in Dubai, and I can tell you he's really a cool guy. Maybe even cooler than on Twitter. By the way, something about our Discord, we also have a lot of channels, or a few channels. We have the Burb's channel. He's talking about what's happening in the market and the things he's trading. He's pretty transparent. I mean, he's showing his P&L and everything. We have Aperture J and Lips. We also have this special channel for chart requests, so you can submit your chart request here, and then we'll come back to you. That's pretty cool. So basically, we offer everything, guys. I would say I enjoyed this live stream, although I'm really tired today. But you guys gave me a lot of energy. I hope to see you next time in one of my public live streams. Have a beautiful day, night, morning. Not sure what time zone you are, guys. And let's catch up soon next time. Bye bye. And remember our final countdown. Cheers, bye, guys. Bye bye.